welcome to Resting Binge Face, where two friends binge watch seasons of TV shows and we talk about it. I'm Adam McCoy.
And I'm Amanda Kathleen. Adam and I work in TV. We watch a lot of TV. If we were incepted by a godly entity, it would be TV. Obviously, we go to the Church of Television.
Watch TV. Just tell everybody to watch TV.
So that brings us into the show we're binging this week, Preacher Season 1.
The AMC classic.
The AMC classic that stole it from a comic book.
Yes.
Yes. And you're going to drop some knowledge about that.
I am going to drop some knowledge. So I was excited to watch the show because I'd seen a lot of promos for it and heard other people talk about it, but I'd never read the comic book.
No, I've never read the comic book.
Some general information about the comic book. The comic book was actually written in 1990. It started off in the 90s.
Far?
It started off in the 90s. And it was a very short run. They made like 70 issues of this comic, and that was it. It was not going to go on forever. It was from Vertigo Comics, which was DC's like darker
indie
series.
Side.
Yeah. So they got away with a lot more. And I looked at some of the stuff from the comics. It is twisted.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with a character like Arseface,
right?
You know it's going to be something.
Yeah.
But apparently it was mainstream enough to where people wanted to make a movie out of it. Like in 98, there was a deal to make a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 1998, Electric Entertainment, which is a UK company or production company, was going to make a movie out of it. The creator, Garth Ennis, talked to Kevin Smith, and he's like, hey, can you work with us? And so Kevin Smith went to Weinstein. He's like, I don't get it. So they didn't make it. Kevin Smith was still wanted to do it, so he was still on board. They pitched around for a little bit longer. Finally, in 2001, it was greenlit. Another UK company teamed up with them. Storm Entertainment teamed up. And like, okay, we're going to make this movie.
Okay.
James Marsden was cast as Jesse.
I wouldn't mind seeing him as Jesse.
Right? Yeah, I think he could pull it off. In 2002, they cast him, and then after 2 more years, budgets finally went out, and it got smashed again. Then HBO was like, we're going to make a series out of it. Tried that for a couple of years. Nothing happened.
Not happening.
And then Seth Rogen came in and was like, all right, we're going to do this. So that's when they got on board with AMC.
That's when it actually happened.
And it actually got turned into a show. So they've been trying for over 10 years to make this into a movie or a TV show. And it finally did. And just on a side note, there are a lot of differences between the comic and the TV show.
I know, because I was trying to look up some characters, because I was like, what's their backstory? Because when you watch the show, sometimes you don't know all the backstory. And I was like, wow, this is starkly different than the show.
Completely different. And I'm not saying all of them are improvements. I'm just going to say in the show version.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of differences. A lot darker. It's a lot darker than it is in the TV show. The character himself is a little more honest. He's not quite as like in the TV show version that we watch. It's kind of like he's like you never know what side he's on.
Right.
But he's pretty good in the comic book. Like it's like he's a good guy. He had some weird shit happen to him.
Right.
But he's on the side of good. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had.
Okay. Well, Adam's done dropping knowledge on us. We're going to talk about Preacher Season 1. If you haven't seen it, you're just like me and Adam, because they're on their 4th season. So
yeah, we're a little behind.
We're like way behind. So you should probably watch it, or you can listen to us talk about it, because obviously you're not that invested into it if it's in Season 4 and you're just listening to us talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about it in 3, 2, 1. Preacher Season 1 on AMC. So the pilot, we're introduced to Jesse, who is played by Dominic Cooper, who is a really good actor from the UK. He's been in like everything.
What is your biggest role that you know him from?
Starter for 10, which no one will probably know that one.
I don't know
it's a British movie.
Or in Captain America. He is Tony Stark's dad.
He is Tony Stark's dad, yes, 100%.
The first time you see him.
That's probably where everyone's going to think.
That's when I realized that when I'm like, I know him from something. That's what it is.
That is it, yes.
Yeah. Just in case you're out there.
Before he was Tony Stark's dad.
Yeah.
I know him in Starter for 10, which is, I guess, a good side note. If you want to Google Starter for 10, you should watch it.
Do it. They're going to get such a huge bump after this
podcast. Jesse is a preacher in Annville, Texas. Pretty much a town in the middle of nowhere of Texas. They live in a physical desert of Texas. I'm guessing they're over by El Paso or somewhere.
Sounds good to me.
He is not the cleanest preacher.
He's like a drunk preacher.
He's drunk.
He has a sketchy
smokes.
past.
He preaches at the church, and it's obvious that everyone there is not godly.
No.
They just show up on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Just a handful of them. You learn about the town. You learn Cassidy, who is a vampire.
An Irish
airplane coming from Vegas, doing a lot of drugs with other guys. And there's this great scene in the plane where he destroys all of them because apparently they were there to kill him.
They're trying to kill him, yeah.
And the plane goes down in Anvil, and that's how Cassidy gets stuck in Anvil and becomes friends with Jesse.
Yeah, they become fast friends very quickly. It's a little odd. It's like all of a
Cassidy
sudden
helps him out at a bar
he
fight.
kicks a chair, and that's it.
Yeah.
They're like besties after that.
They're super besties.
Yeah.
And then you see Tulip, who is Jesse's old girl, but not old girl because they still have a thing.
Yeah, she's come back been gone a while, but they were together.
Right.
And they grew up together.
Yes. So she came back to town.
Her mom was a whore in the whorehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a history in this small town from when they were children.
Yes. And she came back to get him because she found the guy that screwed him over, and she wants them to go together.
To kill him. Yeah. Good times.
Good times. So while all this is happening in Anvil, there's this strange entity that's flying around the world, going into godly people like preachers and
Tom Cruise,
and going into their bodies, and it's exploding their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the pilot, you see it go into Jesse, and he's okay.
Yeah.
He does not blow up. So later you find out that it is
Genesis.
It's a angel and a demon had a baby. That's pretty much how they described it, but it's not really a baby.
It's the product of forbidden love.
Yeah. So it got out, and these two angels are looking for it.
Yeah. Did you recognize the angels?
In Jesse.
All right, guys. The tall angel.
Yeah.
Is the one who killed. At the Red Wedding.
Oh.
He's Frey, the one who slits Catelyn's throat.
Dang. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah. But, so I had a hard time seeing him in any other way.
Oh, okay.
He's a decent actor, though, because he was good in this. He wasn't the inbred Walter Frey's, kind of dumb and whatever.
Dumb son, yeah.
But I saw that, and I was like, okay. He can do other roles, I guess. But I still hate him.
Yeah. So they're angels, and they're there to get back the Genesis.
Okay, are they angels?
They describe themselves as angels.
Because I have a theory that they're actually the two who created the creature.
Oh, and they were watching
because they kept
alluding to things.
Like they were calling it like it was their baby.
Right.
And they were talking like some of the references they made to each other. I think they both escaped after the baby was born, and they're trying to protect it.
Oh.
That's my theory. Just out there.
That might be a good theory. I mean, they have a weird relationship. You watch the season.
Yeah, if you watch it, some of the stuff is there's a lot of connection between those two, and some of the things they say. So my theory is that they're actually the parents of this.
Oh.
Genesis.
That's different. So they're there to take it out of Jesse. Which they try the first time, but Cassidy stops them. That's
great, because he's a vampire. They don't know it. And they just get this massive
slaughters them.
bloody fight.
And then they come back. Apparently, you can just come back if you're an angel.
They just hit reset.
You
respawn
hit reset.
Right in your last location, and you're good to go.
So Genesis inside Jesse, he can tell people what to do, and they'll actually do it. Sometimes it's like if you say like a metaphor, it actually takes it for face value.
Open your heart.
Yeah. Early on the season, open your heart, and like the guy takes out his heart,
cuts his heart out, and gives it to his mother.
Yeah. So Jesse has this power, and he kind of gets like a little drunk with power at some point, where he's like, "No, this is amazing," and Cassidy's like, "You gotta calm down, dude.
I can fix everything with his voice."
Right. And pretty much, he finds out it's not the best thing in the world.
Yes.
Like maybe he should take it out of himself. So he finally agrees to the angels to get him out of him, because he sent Arseface down to hell.
Go to hell. Go to hell.
And he actually went to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arseface, I'm going to describe him in case nobody knows.
What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
He shot himself in the face, and so his face looks like a butt because he has no mouth.
He can only drink food out of a cup with a straw. He can't eat anything anymore.
Yeah. And so it coincides with a relationship of this girl that he liked, didn't like him back, and so...
He apparently shot her.
Right.
Then shot himself. But he's such a screw up that neither of them died.
Neither of them died. They're just fucked up.
She's in a coma, and he is permanently has an ass face.
Right. So he is always repenting, always coming to preacher.
He loves God.
Loves God. Got on preacher's nerves. Told him to go to hell. Went to hell. And now preacher feels very bad and is trying to get him out. And he's like, okay, you can take this thing out of me. Take Genesis out of me and then bring back Garth's face. They're like, okay. So they actually pull out Genesis, put him in a coffee can.
Mm-hmm. The only thing
that'll hold it.
The only thing that can contain him is a coffee can.
Right. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to go down to hell to get him. He's like, what are you talking about? You said
you could do it.
And then all of a sudden Genesis blows up the coffee can and like goes inside back into Jesse. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, fine. So they go to hell.
Yep.
And you think they're there to find Arseface.
But they're not.
But they're not there to find Arseface. They're there to ask some guy to kill Jesse so they can get back to Genesis. This
angel of death type of person who is good at killing.
Yeah, very good at killing. That kills one of the angels.
Yes.
But I'm not sure if it's really dead or not. Is it really dead because it's in hell?
Maybe. You can't respawn. If he was an angel.
Right.
Maybe you can't respawn in hell.
I don't know. It's very confusing because the other guy, the tall guy, is very sad about it.
Yeah, that's another reason why I think that they're a couple. It's kind of a bigger deal than just his partner.
So they bring this angel of death into the world to go kill Jesse. And Jesse, after getting Genesis again, goes crazy and it's like, we're going to talk to God because these angels have this phone that talks to God. Mm-hmm. So on Sunday, he gets all the parishioners together, calls God, and you see God, and he's like, my children, sitting on like a white...
Yeah.
How you think God would look.
Like if you were doing a high school production where you had somebody cast as God, that's what it would look like.
Right.
White hair, robes, yeah.
So all the parishioners are asking him questions, and Jesse becomes very suspicious.
Suspicious, yes.
He's like, you're not God.
Yes,
he's
I
like,
am.
What are you talking about? I am God. And so he uses his Genesis power, and he's like, where is God? And he's like, I don't know. We lost God.
He left. He got scared when he heard about this Genesis thing, and now he's gone.
So now he's gone. So basically the end is they lost God.
God doesn't exist anymore.
God doesn't exist in heaven, at least. They lost him. And Jesse's now going to go on a journey to find God.
It's a road trip, man.
It's a road trip because he's got to get Arseface out of hell.
Yeah.
So he needs to find God, ask him why did he give him Genesis in the first place, and stay alive from the angel of death that's after him.
So the whole town erupts into mayhem. Everyone starts doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah, there's no God. Fuck this. We're going to do whatever we want.
Throughout the entire show, you see little snippets of this weird underground bunker thing with pressure throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Last scene, not last scene, but
it's like
finally,
manure?
It's apparently the whole town is powered by methane. So it's a big methane factory. That's all the cow crap from the butcher area. So pressure builds up. The guy had sex with a prostitute, so he died happy. Yeah. She doesn't know how to fix the machine.
No.
The town, all of the methane starts escaping into the town, and then it explodes, and the town is gone.
Town's gone.
Everything's gone.
And Jesse doesn't even know the town's gone.
They didn't. They left town before it happened.
Right.
And so then that's how it ends.
And that's how it ends. And there's a lot of little things here and there. There's a moment with Cassidy and stuff, and Tulip has that whole sideline of trying to get that guy that screwed her and Jesse over. So that was Preacher season 1. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about it, Adam?
I think if you would have cut it in half and made one season out of it, I probably would have enjoyed it much more than I did. I enjoy the concept. I think it's a really interesting concept, and I was super stoked. Like I
agree.
I've been wanting to see it for a couple years, and finally I'm like, hey, I got to watch it. And it was a letdown.
Well, the characters are really good. The story's really good. I like all the actors. It's just, it moves slow, like a Western, which I'm okay with, because I appreciate, that style. I'm not a Western fan, but I can appreciate it. But I do feel like if it has the problem of too many episodes.
Yes.
Had it been less episodes, it would have been way better because like all the action scenes were amazing.
Yeah.
And they were just too spread out. Like too
Mm-hmm.
like there's like just nothing in between each action scene. It's like one action scene per episode pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think had they like smushed it a little more.
Well, from what I've read, the comic is more of like the road trip. That's pretty much what the comic series is.
Next season.
Yeah, like what happens the next season. So I'm assuming season 2 will be much more action packed.
Right.
And a lot more will happen. I think they hit that same problem where they're trying to take an idea which could have been a pilot and maybe a second episode for the town.
Right.
And then they try to make 10 episodes out of it.
Right.
So it was just drawn out too much.
It was drawn out too much. It was like you have the Western style and it was drawn out too much, so it made it really hard to binge.
Yeah.
Like
it took a few tries.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I liked all the actors. I think the guy that plays Cassidy, who's also in Misfits.
Yes, he did a great job.
He's hilarious, and I love him. And then also the girl that plays Tulip is also in Misfits. She's great. Like that little threesome ensemble.
Yeah.
With like Jesse, Cassidy, and Tulip, like they're fantastic. I would have liked more explanation on the character background, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it was like they would.
They kind of
did it, but I think it would have helped the story move along a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if it was kind of like the Umbrella Academy, like where they would like introduce like the past and then they would show it to you later. I think if it was something like that, it would have made it feel like it was moving.
Yeah. There could have been, it could have been delivered in a way that was a little more efficient and that had more backstory in that way, and still have the same plot throughout the rest of the series would have been fine.
I was watching it and like literally 8 episodes, maybe 7 episodes in, I was like, I still don't know what the fuck happened to Arseface.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is everyone mad at him? So I had to Google it myself and find out like what happened. And you don't find out until like, I don't know, 8 or 9. You find out what happened to him.
Before he goes to hell.
Yeah, before he goes to hell.
And what happened to him in the comic is much more interesting.
It is much more.
He was a big fan of Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, so he tried to emulate Kurt Cobain and kill himself.
Right, but it was him and his best friend. It wasn't even a girl.
His best friend did it. His best friend was able to kill himself, and he didn't.
Right.
So he was stuck. He was cursed with his face.
Right. Which I thought would have been better, I guess. I'm still not 100 about his dad and what his dad does and why his dad got killed for.
Yeah.
They still don't talk about that.
Well, and this is another big difference in the comic book. In the comic book, his dad is just a normal person. His mother is from like a very crazy religious cult, essentially, out like a southern cult. His dad's a Vietnam vet, comes back, and then his dad is killed because they don't like him. She runs away from the religious cult. Her mother is like this crazy old woman.
Right.
They finally find them, and then he shoots the dad in front of Jesse.
Oh God.
So it's similar in that regard, but that part's totally different. Like the dad wasn't a preacher, neither was his mother, but he was taught all this stuff because of. To me, that's a more interesting backstory too. Like you said, we have no idea who shot his dad.
I don't know. Like, was it the meat guys? Because they wanted the land, but like they still don't describe like why, like who.
Well, he does say at one point, "This is the only plot of land you don't have." To Jesse says that to the.
I know, but like, why would they just kill him?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that aren't explained. But will they explain it in the next season? Or
do they have to? Because now they're on the road trip.
Right, like that town's gone. So like.
I'm excited for season 2. I really am. I actually I watched the first episode already. It's already more exciting than the whole first season. So that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. But bingeability-wise, what would you give it bingeability-wise?
Oh, I would give it like a 3. I wouldn't say 2 because I find it interesting, but I would give it a 3 because it's a little too hard to binge.
I can't go 3.5, and a 3 seems a little low for me because I do like the parts that I do like, I really like. So I'm going to say between a 3 and 3.5, but I'm right around there with you.
Right. I mean, it's very interesting. If I could binge it more, I would, but it's a little slow. My favorite, I don't have a favorite episode because they all drag on, but my favorite moment is when there's this angel that's after the other angels, and they are she's fighting them in their hotel room, and you're watching it from the other side of the room because she busted through the room, so there's a hole, And so every time you kill an angel, they just come back.
But their body stays there.
So they're trying to keep her like tied down, but they keep killing her.
Accidentally.
So, like,
She keeps coming back.
And then she keeps killing the angels. So like you see like in the room, it's this great shot where it pulls out and like you just see all this action happening where they just keep dying, dying and dying.
And then plus the other angels die too because there's bodies everywhere.
Yeah, there's just bodies everywhere.
And then finally you think that they got him.
Yeah.
I think they have her. She has it tied down and then the vampire comes in and shoots her in the head.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that
it's
part's
very
pretty
good. All the action scenes are done very well. They're done very, very well.
And it's a Seth Rogen. So
it's a Seth
definitely
Rogen,
comedy
Evan
thrown
Goldberg
in.
show, which is Future Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not as silly as Future Man.
It's not as effective as Future Man, like at telling the story
right.
quickly. Like that one was one that you know got where it needed to go.
But like I said, like it's like I understand what they're trying to do. It's a Western, so they're trying to go slow. Oh, I did so there's this side plot happening where like you see this old Western town, and like this guy is like trying to get medicine for his daughter, and like all this shit happens, and he doesn't make it in time, and so he goes back and kills everybody, and that's the angel of death, and you find out that's hell.
He keeps reliving that same day over and over.
Every time they show that, I was like, why are we watching this? What like because the episodes take forever, so like it's too long.
This is literally the same thing I just watched.
Right,
you
over
think
and
it's
over.
the same one, but that's why he keeps repeating.
He keeps repeating.
That's his personal hell.
That's his personal hell.
Yeah.
And you find out it's hell, and I was like, oh, it's hell.
That makes sense.
So it made much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So had there been less episodes, I think it would have been more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any favorite moments?
I mean, I all of Cassidy's parts are great. I like it when he, the very first time you meet him. And
in the plane.
And then he sticks that wine bottle in his chest and then pours out the blood from the wine bottle.
He's drinking
blood to
the
heal
champagne
himself.
with
Yeah. So that part was kind of cool. Other than that, no.
No.
I guess it all blends together.
It does.
A slow burn.
It's a slow burn. That leads us into Skip the Intro, where I'm going to name some superhero shows.
Okay.
I guess it coincides with Preacher. He's kind of a superhero now that he has Genesis. Yeah. And we're going to say if you watch all the way through the intro or do you skip it. But some intros are too good to skip.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off with Preacher. Preacher has a intro. Would you skip it?
I didn't skip this one. I actually watched it.
You like it?
Mm-hmm. It was, well, first of all, it wasn't very long.
It's not very long. The graphics are okay.
The music wasn't grating. It wasn't annoying music. At least to me it wasn't.
I mean, I didn't skip it, but I could have.
Yeah, but I did. Yeah, I did not. Your question was, do you skip it or not?
Did you skip it?
I did not.
I didn't because it was quick, but I didn't have to watch it. I could have skipped it. Heroes. Back in the day.
Well, back in the day, I watched it on network television, so no, I did not skip the intro.
But would you?
I don't know.
I'm going to say no.
This is a quandary.
It's another quick one.
I liked it, but
maybe.
I think I feel the same way about it you feel about Preacher. I could probably go either way.
Go either way.
But I know for a fact I never skipped that intro because I couldn't.
I know you can't. This is another These are all pretty much back in the day superhero shows. I can't answer this one because I've never seen it, but I threw it in there for you, Adam.
Oh, I hope it's Smallville.
Smallville.
Definitely watch that one.
Never gonna skip that
I have
one.
the option to skip that one because I have all those on DVD.
Right.
Every season.
But you don't.
But I don't. And I started watching it again with the kids because they're older now.
Oh,
And so they like it a lot. It is good for younger people. I'll say at this point, it's not as good to me as it was when I was younger.
Oh.
But I did not skip the intro on that one. I like that one.
You like that one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go cartoon now. OG Teen Titans cartoon back in the 2000s. Teen Titans. No, I don't either. I love that intro.
Those cartoons, those opens were so catchy. And like
it was fantastic. I mean, they kind of use a little bit of it in the newer Teen Titans Go, but not. No. But it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. They know what they're doing.
And that leads me into the last one, another animated series. The X-Men animated series.
Never
skip that
That
intro.
may be one of my favorite intros. And there's no words to it. It's just music. Dun, dun.
So I have that as my ringtone.
Nice. Yeah. That is a great one.
That's probably my favorite intro, maybe ever.
It is
in anything.
It's really up there.
So that was Skip the Intro this week. Little superhero thing.
Okay.
We used a bunch of them during our Punisher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have one question for you.
Ooh.
I'm going to stump Amanda.
Stump
Cassidy
Amanda.
is Jesse's BFF in this.
Yeah, BFF.
If you could have one fictional, monstrous character to be your best
Ooh.
friend throughout your journey,
Throughout my life.
what would you choose?
Dang, that's a hard one. You always
We're
give me
going
them
like
hard
we're going like
ones.
monster route, not like superhero route, because that would be.
No, monster.
Mm-hmm.
I would pick probably. I would pick one of my favorite shows, Penny Dreadful. I would pick Josh Hartnett's character, Ethan, because he's a werewolf guy.
Okay. All right.
But he knows how to shoot and stuff, so like he got my back either way, like in non-morphine way,
yeah, mhm.
and you know, like if it wasn't his time to turn, he would still
Still have
shoot a
some guns.
motherfucker.
He could really knock somebody
Yeah.
out. Okay. All right.
That would be mine.
Well, my first instinct would be vampire, but as you can see from the show, the sun is a big weakness.
The sun, yeah.
You can't take him anywhere
You can't.
unless you have the gigantic hat.
Right.
So no. Werewolf would be cool, but again, if you don't pick who you picked, how effective are they
Right.
when they're not a werewolf? I would go with the Invisible Man.
Okay.
With a caveat, it'd be kind of weird because he could be completely invisible, but he would have to be naked to be invisible. But you could do all kinds of stuff.
You could like steal stuff.
Steal stuff. You can get secret codes.
Yeah.
Get all kinds of things. But then, also, he's naked all the time. So, are you all right with that? I don't know. It depends.
Maybe.
Can make for some awkward moments. Oops, I didn't know you were sitting there. Excuse me.
Oops. Oh, my hand slipped.
Yeah. So, I think the rest of them have too many weaknesses. But the Invisible Man
Okay.
would be someone who could help out in a pinch.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, side note, if you haven't seen Penny Dreadful, you should definitely watch it. Just 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Go enjoy yourself. Pick
After
out your
watching-
favorite monster.
So, you're saying you're not enjoying yourself if you watch Preacher?
No, I'm just saying,
know.
like, enjoy yourself with another
There you go.
show. Adam,
Yes.
what are we watching next week?
Oh, we're watching Doom Patrol.
What?
DC's Doom Patrol. And this is for the new DC streaming platform.
We're going to do a free trial.
Yes, because we don't have it. So,
We're going to try the free trial and tell you about it. Also, that new Teen Titans show is on there.
yeah.
Titans. Maybe I'll try it.
Maybe you'll watch that one
we'll
with your
try
free
it.
trial.
Yeah. But we're going to watch Doom Patrol. Very cool. Brendan Fraser's back.
He's back, baby.
Back in action. I'm like, super
Actually,
excited
you can't
about
see
that.
his face the entire time, but he's
no,
back.
but he's back. What they do flashbacks, I think.
I'm hopeful. I'm wanting DC to have a win as far
Let's
as
hope
movies
they
or
have a
TV
win,
shows go.
Really, I know.
So,
I
mean, they're having success on WB with Green Arrow and
right,
and Flash and all that, right? But
right. But they need a little oomph.
a little edge to it.
Mm.
I don't know. Trailers, I'm not super hopeful after watching the trailers, but whatever. I'm gonna hold my judgment.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it. We'll tell you about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that'll be the end of our season 1. Basically, we're going to go on hiatus for a month.
Yeah, take some time.
Take some time, do live stuff. Someone's got to get married.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's moving.
Someone's moving, buying a house.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to do live things. So that'll be at the end of our season 1 on Doom Patrol. That'll
yeah.
be it. And then we'll be back in July for Stranger Things, of course.
Yes.
And I'm finally going to get Adam to watch Riverdale. It's going to happen.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be fantastic. My dreams are coming true.
Well, I'm glad we're watching it in the second. We're not watching the same time that we watched Big Little Lies, because I think I may have a new least favorite show.
You
after
don't know
Riverdale.
that, Adam.
Oh, I may love it. I don't know. I may start wearing the T-shirts. It'll be great.
You're going to be Archie all the way, man.
Not Jughead.
You might be a Jughead.
Maybe.
We'll see. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to leave us a comment about what you want us to watch next season, we could do a whole month on something you want to watch.
Yeah.
You want to watch YouTube? You want us to watch YouTube?
Original shows, yeah.
Cobra Kai? I don't know. Let us know.
Sweep the leg.
So, thank you guys, and we will see you bingers next week.
Bye.